यार अभिषेक ने वहाँ पे खेल दिया।
When he's coming, I know you come and set when he's coming, I think he's coming and set
Tarun, Sangha and Indian Air Force, a new rivalry in the Delhi Premier League, and they meet again this evening for the second time in the season. A top 4 finishes out of reach for both the clubs, but there is always something to play for in football. So welcome you to the second match of the day. I am Sohan Poddar in the commentary duty, and it is match number 103 in the Delhi Premier League 2022-23. Now talking about the Tarun Sangha side, they have Stanley starting up front, another big game for him. He's kept a similar lineup to the previous game. Their head coach Abhishek Mishra, making sure they are decent at the back with Satish Rajdeep in central defence. Rajiv as well having a big game coming up against pacey wingers, and it is going to be an interesting battle on the wings as well. There's been a problem for Tarun Sangha. We know they can score goals. They have been conceding goals too many, but fortunately they have been outscoring their opponents as well at times. Talking about the Indian Air Force team, Priya Darshan makes 4 changes to the lineup. It looks like a makeshift defense, couple of players slotting in there. The experience of Davinder, the number 16, he is back into the side. They scored a lot of goals, but defensively they've been conceding, so that's been a major problem for them. On the bench you've got some youngsters, as well for the Air Force team, Vivek Kumar Mandeep, who can add that little bit of solidity if required in defense and pace down the wings. And so Stanley, captaining the Tarun Sangha side, Bishwajit Haldar, skipper of the Indian Air Force. The referee for today's game is Lalit Singh Rawat. He is going to be assisted by Kishan Joshi and Venkatakrishnan Iyer. And the fourth official is Lakshay and match commissioner Kamal Kumar Rakshit. And Tarun Sangha will remain ninth even if they win, because Friends United already on 23 points. And Indian Air Force have a chance to be within touching distance of Sudeva and Rangers Sports Club. A victory will take them to 25 points. Priyadarshan has won hearts already with the style of football that he likes to play, and recently there's been a response from the attackers. It may be too late, but it is still an improvement over the course of the season. A tiny light in the end of what has been a very difficult tunnel for this team. Recently spelling darkness has been Bishwajit Haldar, who has scored a brace in the previous encounter against Uttarakhand Football Club, adding a directness to his game, what we have missed in the early parts of the season. And well, 55 shots on goal from Tarun Sangha this year, but the lowest conversion rate in the league means they have scored 27 in 18 appearances. It is that anomaly that hasn't been solved entirely, but there is a show of desire and change in the right direction. A direction that has taken them to big wins in the league this season. So they will look to draw from that well of hope as Stanley starts again today. How they have missed him in the opening stages, especially given that he has scored some goals this season for them. And Tarun Sangha will be motivated to beat Indian Air Force and come out of the relegation zone. And so it's raining here at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, and you are watching all the live action on the YouTube channel of Sportscast India. This is match number 103 of the Delhi Premier League 2022-23. In case of too little too late, that is something Indian Air Force will also know. Won the last game against Uttarakhand 4-0, but were clamoured by Delhi FC in the game before. And that result meant they have now conceded 28 times, shades of 10 missing. They have suffered for not being able to hold on to important leads. They have 7 different goal scorers and also let in 22 goals, as football statistics continues to play mischief. And so we are underway with the second game of the day. Priyadarshan coach side was never in contention for relegation, as the side from the armed forces will want to finish the second last game of the season with a victory. And all safety precautions taken and usual on time, as Tarun Sangha and Indian Air Force step out for one last time onto the pitch for the season's Delhi Premier League. And a free kick for Indian Air Force early into the match, floated inside the box, headed away by Rajiv Gurui. Coming into the side, replacing Satyam. A couple of changes made today by Abhishek Mishra. Rajiv and Aman into the side. Aman replacing Monu from the previous game, which was a 4-1 defeat against Vatica. The league leaders just a victory away from clinching their maiden DPL title. And a long chase out wide for Aman. Good defensive work there from Kamaldeep. Rentley and Naurev are going to be the two holding midfielders. Tom Bing as well in a slightly defensive role, as Priyadarshan deployed a 5-man defense. Kamaldeep and Ashok, the two wing backs. Mohammad Akib and Davinder in central defense. And Tom Bing, that extra defensive protection. They want to keep it compact at the back. Tarun Sangha, they have inherited the curse of 3 defeats in the last 5 encounters of leg 2 with inconsistent wins and also given us some thrillers. They've taken on Indian Air Force, who unfortunately inherited the usual. A season full of promise but nothing to show for it. But can it change though from this free kick? Early defending to do for Mohammad Akib. Just hammers it away from the danger area. And now getting involved was the number 21 Theo. Theo and Stanley, two foreign imports of Tarun Sangha this season. They are on 19 points from 18 matches, 5 wins, 4 draws and 9 defeats. Both Air Force and Tarun Sangha with equal number of defeats. Tarun Sangha though started off brilliantly but looked in a hostile condition when the main team left for the Durand Cup in Kolkata. They had to play with the reserve side, and that is where they dropped points, went off the track, lost the rhythm, and now placed 7th. A win can take them above Rangers SC to 6th. So they were Delhi are on 31 points. The defeated Rangers in the previous encounter. 4 minutes on the clock, and it's Tarun Sangha seeing more of the ball, chesting it down. Mohammad Akib, Rentley. You can see the midfield and how they've shaped up, playing closer to the defense. There's Zico up top. Bishwajit Haldar was joining in the party, but now bombing from the near side. Options on the left wing. On the overlap was Aman. And now Ashish. On to Joy. This is Joy. Rajdeep. A very slow, patient build-up from Tarun Sangha. He's slipping away from Rajiv for an Indian Air Force throw-in. It hasn't been a season of promise for either of the sides. It is the pattern they would like to make the fans forget. Well, in different circumstances, we would have said and asked if revenge will drive them. But no, today, questions and hope and answers of the future will drive them forward. That cross down the right was close to the goalkeeper. A loss in the previous game, a win the game before against Hindustan FC with goals from Stanley and Joy. They lost to Friends United 3-2. A pretty inconsistent performance. 3 losses in the last 5 encounters, couple of victories. And now Rim was looking dangerous. Somehow managing to touch it behind for a corner was Rajiv Gorui. In corner duties, Ashok. Lots of blue shirts, plenty of height inside the box. Swung in towards the back post. There's the knockback for Davinder. Oh, wicket deflection! Has it crossed the line? No, it hasn't. And that crucial touch from Rajiv on the line, preventing the ball from going in. And eventually, the goalkeeper Mohammad Tariq diving towards the ball. and preventing it from going in. Simply, I can't believe their luck, Tarun Sangha. A great attempt from Davinder, diverted by the number 14 in the way, that was Zico, and getting some help of the woodwork. Rajiv also got a touch on it, and eventually the goalkeeper just stopping the ball on the line and denying Indian Air Force from the opening goal of the game. Unlucky on this occasion. They played the opening game of the Durand Cup last year against Mohammedan Sporting, lost 4-1 at the Salt Lake Stadium. And they've got the likes of Vivek on the bench, who is an experienced campaigner, a very quick and agile, a very tricky customer, can operate either side, a direct attacker. Maybe Priyadarshan will bring him on at some point. Mandeep as well, who was the skipper against Uttarakhand. And Priyadarshan just testing his bench, giving a game time to the players. They're in a pretty safe zone, no threat of relegation. They have the luxury to test the bench, to give game time to the players who haven't played much in the competition. Oh my word! That was a breathtaking stuff, and equally a good piece of goalkeeping from Dinesh. Just palming it over for a corner. Trying his luck from distance. And a wonderful save from Dinesh. It was on target. Let's have a look. And there it is. He's skipping past the challenge and then let's fly. And that was stomping. And I think that was Manav rather. It looks like Joey is the player. A quick feet. Escaping his marker and then a ferocious attempt from 25 yards out. Aman's touch. Brought down by Ashok. And now interested for it is Joey. And outnumbered by the blue shirts. Now chase on from Zico. He's slightly isolated up top. Is now Rim leaving it for the number 12, Mohammad Akib. In the first 10 minutes, it's been even Stevens so far. But luckily, Tarun Sangha managing to get away with that passage of play from the corner, which almost resulted into a goal. Maybe this time now! And the toe poke. And narrowly missing the target. Naurim's efforts goes begging. And a couple of glorious scoring opportunities for Indian Air Force. And they still haven't managed to find the back of the net. Maybe that's the lease of life that Tarun Sangha was looking for. As Indian Air Force keep coming at them. Great ball forward from Naurim. Bishwajit Halder chasing it. The weight on the pass got to be perfect. Just before the game against Uttarakhand, Indian Air Force, they lost to Delhi FC, who are second in the points table, 5 points behind Vatica, with the game in hand. It's going to be a very, very crucial tie for the defending champions. A short interchange of passes. A space opening up down the right. A nice tracking back coming all the way from behind. He was alert to the danger. That's what you called game awareness. And just a glimpse of it from Joey. And now bursting down the middle. Getting held back. Releasing the ball towards Joey. Finds Stanley. Stanley with his left foot. And that was a snapshot taken by the Nigerian, who played previously in the Calcutta Football League Premier Division. We saw him in action for Calcutta Customs a couple of years ago. Not new to Indian soil, Stanley. It's been years now. He is part of Indian footballing circuit. You'll see him play in various state leagues. Yet to make a mark though in the top flight of Indian football. A sharp turn. And finding his man. The cross is inviting. Good defending there from Theo on the second ball. And sending in a curler. Heads it out to safety. And spins it out wide. Stanley controls it with his chest. Got to look towards the right, which he does. And slowly on the overlap was the number 23. Attempted pass took a deflection in the way. Manav. You can also make your dream team in the BalleBaazi app. Description on the bottom of your screen. Can they make something of this particular move? Tarun Sangha playing a spoil sport to that party from the right. Kamaldeep. A soft foul committed on Vishwajit Haldar, who is looking very, very impressive in the first quarter. Tarun Sangha started the better. The Indian Air Force gradually growing into the game. They've eaten into possession and now trying to control things. And once they start doing that, very difficult to break them down. Two gilt-edged chances, and now the number 7 this time. Taking a shot on from distance. Vishwajit Haldar. Bringing the ball down expertly. Manav for Stanley. The referee gives a free kick. Taken shot. Ashish. Unable to control it. Joey. It was a difficult one to take down. Theo. Satish. Ashish. Satish again. Stanley guiding it very cleverly onto the path of Manav. Manav with the first time cross. Stanley's header! Oh, so close. And yet so far for Tarun Sangha. And that was a pinpoint cross from the number 23 Manav from the right wing. Stanley with an excellent leap. Just can't keep the header on target. He's got his hands on his head. The expression sums it up from Tarun Sangha's point of view. But here they come once more. Ambitious try from the Nigerian. It's trying to do too much by himself. Beautifully scooped. Narem. Perfectly arrowed for Zico. He is up against Satish. Still Zico. Twisting and turning. Leaving it for the number 12. Goes for the low cross. Keeper gets in the way. Mohammad Tariq. Mohammad Akib's cross was harmless in the end. Winning the header. The Binder. They likes to keep things simple with precise touching. Another early ball in. An advantage for the Tarun Sangha defense. The ball eventually drops right in front of Rajdeep. And now pumps it diagonally. I'm going to be out of the number 12's reach. Indian Air Force in search of their 9th victory. Just one draw. Both the teams with equal number of losses, that is 9. And coincidentally, both of them lost 3 matches in their last 5 encounters. Almost mirroring each other out in terms of statistics in the last 5 matches. And not in terms of the overall record though. Tarun Sangha on 19 points, Indian Air Force on 25. And both of them played equal number of games. And their fortunes are different. But they follow the same ambition on the pitch of ending the league in a respectable position. And now play gonna resume with this goal kick. Well, 3 blue shirts went up for the header. Eventually Air Force have the ball. Struggling to get the feel of the ball. Tarun Sangha. Indian Air Force trying to keep it with them and stoke it around. Have the possession for a prolonged period that can force Tarun Sangha to press. There is a certain time frame, certain validity to your pressing. Minutes restriction. You can't keep on pressing for the entire 90 minutes. There's going to be a point of time when you start to tire up. When you're going to exhaust. So the pressing lasts only for a few minutes in terms of its validity. They got to try and eradicate the issue of leaving gaps at the back line. Indian Air Force are very, very patient, very settled as well. Just trying to figure out those gaps in the Tarun Sangha defense. And almost knocking through the channel once again. And now Rem is present, spelling danger from the right. The Manipuri, a winger, tussles for the ball. And eventually, in that David versus Goliath clash, contrary to the story, it's the Goliath who comes up crumbs. Davinder had to intervene. Getting into a tight area. And losing out to the number 24, who was fouled from behind as he was limping. And that's Naurib for the Indian Air Force. You can see that umbrella out protecting the ball boy just behind the Axis Bank hoarding. It continues to rain in Delhi for the past 1 week. Won it in a great area, creating space for the shot, takes it on, hugging it to the chest. Dinesh, a routine save for the goalkeeper. Almost falling short of Kamaldeep, who does well. Kept his eyes on the ball. Theo with interception. Stanley, clever leave. This is where Tarun Sangha can hurt Indian Air Force. From the near side, running into a central position. Was it tripped from behind? Yes, according to the referee. And the free kick has been awarded to Tarun Sangha in a very promising position. And it is in fact Sham who was nudged from behind, and Davinder goes to the referee's book for that challenge. The referee doesn't like it. Davinder reprimanded. In an effort to brush him off the ball. He was on the burst. Even the slightest of touches would have brought him down. He was in a flow with the number 11, Sham, who got on the score sheet against Fatika, even though it was a 4-1 defeat, but will look to add to his tally this evening. And that was the incident that took place just outside the box. And luckily for the Air Force, it looks like Theo will be taking this free kick. Sizable wall in front of him. Theo clatters the woodwork. Struck with a lot of venom. Took the keeper by surprise. Another a long-range attempt. Grounder this time. And nicely gathered by Dinesh. Almost stung his palms. But talk about that free kick from Theo. Rattled the crossbar. Both teams hitting the post once. Indian Air Force in the early stages. Tarun Sangha midway in the first half. In both the occasions, with a bar coming in the way. The midfield battles are getting a lot more interesting. Both the teams are trying to take control of that midfield. At one point, Indian Air Force, they were dominating the ball in the middle of the park. This is a good run, and he keeps going, and he also gets the shot away. And for the third time in this game, Bishwajit Haldar not managing to keep it on target. The referee blows the whistle for the hydration break. You can see the technical team just addressing the areas when Air Force is lacking in the first half. Abhishek Mishra as well having a word with his players. Pretty less to choose between the two teams so far as we approach the half-hour mark of this match. As we approach towards the business end of the Delhi Premier League, it has been a phenomenal tournament. 102 games, 61 goals, 361 goals, pardon me. 3.5 goals per game on average. What a tournament this is. Mohammad Tariq, not the club's first choice goalkeeper. The regular one is missing this game as he was red carded against Vatica. So the second keeper getting a nod today. And surprisingly, no goalkeeper on the bench for Tarun Sangha. In case Mohammad Tariq gets injured, it will be a difficult call for the technical bench. But we do hope he has a safe game. Running infield in search of space and playing it into the path of Manav, who was quickly closed down. There's the high press. Trying to launch a quick counter press before the opposition could get into a passing sequence. That seems to be the plan of Abhishek Mishra. The fullbacks, as you can see, pushing up to create more space in midfield to operate in, to create more passing angles. And now the defensive midfielder, number 11, Rentley, moving out of defense to rejoin midfield. The forwards also pushing way up to create more space in midfield. Threading it along the floor into a no man's land. And now Rem. taking his time on the ball. The goalkeeper. Both the teams having their moments in front of goal. Indian Air Force looked more incisive going forward. Here they come. This time from the right. The winder on the overlap takes a look up. Cross is deflected in towards Zico. The goalkeeper gets to it first. The ball just bouncing over the number 14, who was in the right area. The keeper didn't panic. Zico tried to get a flick and trouble the keeper at the near post. That was the plan. It didn't work out. And there's that interception again. A crucial one indeed from Theo. Ball retention has been a lot more quicker from Air Force. Space down the right and almost diverted into his own net. These are the crosses in wet surface like this, which can really take the keeper by surprise, changing the trajectory of the ball in the last moment. It becomes challenging for the goalkeepers as well, who nearly commits one way. Left to do with very little. Some signs of the training pitch from Kamaldeep. There's the floater. The winder goes there. And Mohammad Tariq gets something on the ball and disturbs the winder from getting a proper header on goal. Just changing the direction of the ball. Maybe the faintest of gloves from Tariq. A wonderful take in corner from Kamaldeep. It was an outswing floater for the tall centre midfielder, the vendor. Now joining on the overlap. Touch was tentative. Ominous signs already. Whenever the ball is in the middle with an Indian Air Force player, there are options and outlets on the wings. Lots of off the ball running. Something which we haven't seen in case of Tarun Sangha. A huge gap between defense and attack. And not offering much. The wide midfielders and the fullbacks. Which is why they are running out of options and giving away possession back to the Air Force, just like this way. Almost sending the number 7, Bishwajit Haldar, flying. Snaps into the challenge. Set piece opportunity for Air Force. Kamaldeep on top of it. Kamaldeep sends it in. Almost a catching practice for Mohammad Tariq. Wrong location of delivery from the right full back. Header not finding a blue shirt. Tarun Sangha coming back the other way, finding Stanley, who is dropping deep to escape the marker, creating space for the likes of Aman and Manav to drift into the box unmarked and do the damage. He's attracting attention of the centre backs, Stanley. That's a wonderful ball sizzling through the defense. And the offside flag is up against Zico. But nonetheless, good work from the goalkeeper, who slides out and narrows down the angle and makes sure gets the block in place. Injured himself in the process though. He's been winning all the aerial duels. In midfield, Rentley. This is a powerful surge. A great tackle from Theo, picking up the loose pieces again. Now the gap has opened up. Cross is open. What a crucial intervention from Satish. With his chest this time. And a non-kicking foot. An upward landing. Seems to be in a lot of pain, Satish. Past a couple of challenges. A nice body swerve from the number 11. Such a tricky customer. He's got a lot of flair when it comes to attacking. So confident on the ball. Also impressed with his positioning. Always at the right place. Stopping the opposition from launching a breakaway move. He's the first one who faces the first bed. He's shielding the centre backs, making interceptions, picking up the loose balls. A very busy player, Rentley. Now Aman for Tarun Sangha. Into the feet of a blue shirt. Naurem fails to keep it in play. Another shot blocked by the Air Force defense. Finding each other well, playing with precision, beautiful footwork. A foul committed on Rajdeep. So a free kick for Tarun Sangha as we approach the closing stages of the first half. Only a minute and a half of regulation time left. There's the head of this again. It goes wide. Almost from a similar position. Stanley missed previously from a similar sort of position. And that was the cross from Manav. And this time Rajdeep's free kick. Just couldn't direct it goalwards. Davinder. And Naurem. Crowded out by blue and yellow shirts. This might open up for Tarun Sangha. It's 2 against 1. A support arriving in the form of the number 14. Picks out the number 21. This is an open chance for Tarun Sangha. And they have scored. And it all starting from Stanley's feet. A brilliant ball on the edge of the area towards Aman. Playing it cleverly towards the non-Russian player on the left-hand side. Beautiful release. And the keeper getting something on the ball but was not substantial enough to stop it from going in. That touch from Ashish playing in the number 23. And the number 15 with his outstep, Joy, putting the ball in the back of the net. And at the stroke of half-time, Tarun Sangha taking the lead here. Looking for a response in the first half itself. Indian Air Force, and the defensive resilience broken late in the first half, just when teams were preparing for the lemon break. Priya Darshan will have to change his plan all over again now. And now a chance for the Air Force. Kamaldeep. Kamaldeep's ball in. Davinder's header. No power on it. Just sees it away. And Manav for a goal kick. Lalit Singh Rawat blows the whistle. And so half time here, the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. Tarun Sangha going into the break with a narrow lead against Indian Air Force. We'll come back shortly. Stay tuned.
कल कोई भी मैच नहीं खेला जाएगा, कल रेस्ट डे है। तारीख को 2 मैच खेले जाने हैं। पहला मैच रॉयल रेंजर वर्सेस दिल्ली एफसी, दूसरा सुदेवा दिल्ली एफसी वर्सेस तरुण संघा एफसी।
So, welcome back to the second half for more Delhi Premier League action. You're watching match number 103 where Tarun Sangha taking on Indian Air Force. The former leading by a solitary goal going into the break as we get ready for the second half action. Chances at both ends. Indian Air Force off to a blistering start. A couple of very good chances in the opening minutes. A goal line save from Mohammad Tariq. The Winder's attempt. Aman getting the deflection in the way. Post coming to the rescue. Another poked attempt from Naurib, missing the target by a whisker. On the flip side, Tarun Sangha could have scored much earlier had Stanley stabbed that header home from the edge of the 6-yard box via Manav's cross. And eventually the breakthrough coming on the 46th minute mark. Within 3 touches, Tarun Sangha breaching the Indian Air Force defense and taking the lead. We are underway with the second half. The team in yellow and blue, Tarun Sangha, will be operating from the right to left of your screen. Indian Air Force in their traditional sky blue will be operating from the left to right. Redley had a very instrumental first half. Known for his industrious play in the middle of the pitch. A slight mistake from the goalkeeper. Tariq grabs it in second attempt. This time he makes no mistake. Dinesh already beaten once. He pulled off a stunning save, keeping Joey at bay on the 26th minute mark. That was a wonderful strike from the number 15 from 25 yards out, who eventually got the goal on the 46th minute. And now a Tarun Sangha player is down on the deck. He's the goal scorer. Doesn't look fine. Asking for a change, his teammate. Looks like a hamstring pull. Theo takes it direct, maybe expecting some kind of touch from Stanley in the way. He's expecting the Nigerian to deviate the ball goal bound. The ball kept in play. Stanley, and look how deep he's falling. He has that ability to hold up play. He's strong enough just to wait for his teammates to get into position. He utilizes his physique in a great way. Plenty of upper body strength. That is one of his forte. So a change for Tarun Sangha. The number 7, Imran Khan, will come on. To the Indian Air Force, number 7, Bishwajit. Greatly brought down. There's the tap in available. And he makes it count. A wonderful cross from Naurem from the left. And Vivek Kumar restores parity for Indian Air Force. An effective change from Priyadarshan in the second half. And Vivek Kumar gets his name on the score sheet. Bishwajit spreading it out wide. Naurem Roshan bringing the ball down and sending in a low cross. Finding his target, Vivek Kumar. In the end, a simple tap in. Let's have a look. There it is. Using his side foot. Getting in between the two defenders. Right place at the right time. The number 9. And makes that chance count. Brings it down. Fronted by the number 20. Jishan was ahead of him, but that was a inch perfect cross from Naurem. There he is once more. This time a lot of height on it. Imran Khan takes control of it. So the goal scored on the 46th minute mark by Joey. Cancelled out 5 minutes into the second half. And it's 1-1 here at the Nehru Stadium. An impact substitution from Priyadarshan. Cross from deep. So's above everybody. Running out of steam for a throw-in. Tarun Sangha's biggest victory in the season came against Uttarakhand. That was a 5-0 win. Sham scoring a brace. Stanley, Theo, and Mrinal with a goal apiece. Indian Air Force were involved in that entertaining 4-3 against Royal Rangers Football Club. Bishwajit, Tombing, Naurem Ashok all got on the score sheet. Meanwhile, the goal scorer Vivek Kumar is finding time and space. This time with his left foot, falls for the number 13, hangs it up at the back post. But the cross is overhit. And Naurem was interested. Now Air Force plays in Naurem. Naurem has got Jishan for company. And Ashok in support. Goes infield. Spreading it to the right. Another crossing chance. Selling one dummy. And now sets up Manimaran. Manimaran goes for it. Oh, once again tipped over by Mohammad Tariq. A good goalkeeping by the number 26. A whiplash of a drive from Manimaran. And Mohammad Tariq called into action. An entertaining start to the second half. Indian Air Force are dominating. And looking good for the second as well. Tarun Sangha under pressure. And they need to try and rearrange the book. And that's confident working out from behind. They've conceded 42 goals. They scored 28. Indian Air Force. They've conceded 29 and scored 26. A goal difference of -3. It has happened so often. They took the lead and failed to hold on to it. Priyadarshan making 3 changes right from the beginning of the second half, bringing on Jijo, Vivek Kumar and Manimaran. Here is the latter. Vivek Kumar squares it for Manimaran. Oh, hits the underside of the post. And the attack is still on though for the Air Force side. What a brilliant attempt. A second time unlucky, the number 13. This time off the woodwork. Tarun Sangha living dangerously. And look at that, Vivek. A cute cut back towards Manimaran. A side foot attempt. Beautifully setting up the number 13. Goes with his side foot. He hits the underside of the post. And the keeper was well and truly beaten. And now Stanley plays it on the right. And making his presence inside the box. There's 3 more in yellow and blue. Queuing up inside the penalty area. Lost possession of the ball. Recovers it. Taking on 3 players. Try to release it on the right. Reading his intention. Not allowing him to do that. And the Indian Air Force defense. And now on the overlap. It's going to be back pass. Not intentional though. Rajdeep. Tarun Sangha planning to bring on Monu Chaudhary, number 10. It's going to be an interesting change. Naurem, meanwhile, there's a cynical challenge from Theo. Will be booked. The referee goes for the front pocket. And the yellow card is out for Tarun Sangha's number 21. And the second player to go to the referee's book in this game. A long bursting run from Naurem. A sudden acceleration in close quarters. And no other option for Theo. Had to bring him down to avoid the danger. But conceding a free kick from this dangerous position. There's the number 4 who's setting up the ball. Mohammad Danish. And that was a late challenge. Naurem escaped his marker. And Danish with the attempt! Oh, this time it has gone in! And Indian Air Force, they have fought back after going down late in the first half. A relentless pressure right from the beginning of the second 45 minute. And within the first 15 of the second half, truly rewarded for their efforts. Danish with the free kick. Getting help from the woodwork. This time, Mohammad Tariq not managing to keep the ball out from goal. A goal from a direct free kick. Always easy on the eye. Truly rewarded for their efforts. Indian Air Force seeing plenty of the ball in the second half, establishing control over proceedings. They have ridden the wave of controlled possession and short passing of Tarun Sangha. Managing to steady the ship in midfield. Here's Naurem again. Perfectly placed at this time, Theo. This was goal number 364 in the Delhi Premier League, with 7 more matches remaining. The last 7 matches. We have a rest day tomorrow. A couple of matches day after tomorrow. Touch had to be better from Stanley. Somehow clearing the danger. The number 18, Ashok. Coming inside from his left full back's position. Look at that. Almost got that touch right, Stanley. He's complaining there was no support for him inside the box. Taking no chance whatsoever. Ashok. Tidy in defense, Indian Air Force. Not taking any kind of risks whatsoever. This time, giving away possession almost eventually. Tarun Sangha makes a change. Monu comes on. Goes off is Aman. Like for like change from Abhishek Mishra. 26 minutes of regulation time remaining. There's still plenty of time to make a match out of this. We'll have to take the game to the Indian Air Force. Stanley is once again isolated up top. Only one up top, uh, making it easy for the Indian Air Force defense. Playing with a one-man front line in the second half. Rolling it to the left. Now gets the ball. Danish. Oh, excellent through ball. The flag has stayed down. And Vivek Kumar is one-on-one. Rounds the keeper. Vivek Kumar triples the lead. And it's 3-1 in favor of Indian Air Force. And they seem to have sealed the game here. And making sure they go home with full 3 points. Running ahead of the Tarun Sangha defense. Keeper was slightly scrambling on his line. And Vivek Kumar makes no mistake. Scoring his second of this evening. Has been such an impact substitution for Priyadarshan. A remarkable comeback. Playing with a lot of grit and determination. They've got the character to bounce back. We often see teams when they concede late in the first half, going into the lemon break, the looks jaded throughout the second half. It's been a terrific response from the Indian Air Force team. Discipline, class. And that's what Army performance is all about. Class and coordination. Vivek Kumar once again has a free run. He is on a hat-trick. Forced to play it back, Tarun Sangha. Struggling to get the ball out of the zone. Again threading it through. Vivek Kumar. This time he's sure to complete his hat-trick. And he does it with certain comfort. Seems like injured himself in the process, clutching his hamstring. But he won't care as long as he's found the back of the net for the third time in the second half. And it's 4-1. The rain resumed once again. The goals have also resumed here at the Nehru Stadium. It's been raining goals from the Indian Air Force in the second half. I saw the gap, threading it through. Vivek Kumar one-on-one with the keeper. Goes on the outside. A favorable angle. Puts it into the back of the net. They've opened the lock gate in the second half. 20 minutes of regulation time remaining. The comeback looks very difficult from here on. Oh, it was a back header. He was in control of that header. Safe into the hands of Dinesh. Rajdeep. All the way back to Satish. Manav playing that 1-2 with Stanley. Now Monu from deep. Knocks it towards Manav. Almost took it through the legs of the number 23. Air Force have it again. They are in control of this game. They're playing with confidence. It's slippery surface. Theo not taking any chance on this occasion. A slow passing build-up from Indian Air Force. They play the ball to feet. And suddenly that attempted through pass down the middle. So delightful to watch. And knocks it wide on the far left, but trickles out for a throw-in. Narim gives it to Asok, gets it back. Oh, it's a decent move. 4-5 touches already on this build-up. This time managing to calculate the bounce well. 4 times he's been beaten in the second half. And so we have the second drinks break of the evening. It's done and dusted. A spell of 25 minutes of positive play took the game away from Tarun Sangha. Indian Air Force went on to score 4 goals during that phase of play. Vivek Kumar coming off the bench, scoring a hat trick. Three of them typical poacher's finish. He's been a nuisance for the goalkeeper. The defenders are very much the target man up top. Indian Air Force missed him in the first half. Zico just not been able to live up to the expectation of the team tank. We are into the last quarter. Rajdeep. Jijo. Mohammad Danish. I think Danish's strike was the turning point in this game. Scoring directly from a free kick. It was Theo's challenge on Naurim, resulting into that set piece opportunity. Getting the right dip and some help as well from the crossbar. The rub of the green going Indian Air Force's way. They could have taken the lead early in the game had it not been from Tariq and his brilliant presence of mind. Stanley. Crossfield. Rajdeep. Wanting to play it short. Struggling to find their way out. Indian Air Force. The team in blue shaped in a 4-4-2. Tarun Sangha. No way forward for them. They had to take the aerial route, get the ball onto the wings, try and stretch the defense. Was being pretty solid this evening. That's a loose pass. Monu. Given away. Way off the mark. That attempt. It seems like a back three now from the Air Force team. Only Ashok and Akib in defense, along with Kamaldeep. Manimaran spreading it out wide, cutting inside, coming central. Can't find the right pass. Can't pick his man out. Just stroking the ball around and working in the Tarun Sangha team from left to right. And that is the right idea. Only 9 minutes of regulation time left. That's a mistake from Rentley. Plenty of cover behind. Mohammad Danish was quick to latch onto it. Vivek, a lot of space on the left. Vivek makes his way inside the box, aiming for him. Theo with the clearance. Manimaran, low ball in. And good defending from Rajdeep. Stanley. Can they throw on a counter? Tarun Sangha. Time is ticking away. This is Stanley. He's been devoid of service in this game. He had to fall deep time and again. They're trying to be the playmaker. Monu. A couple of changes and getting ready for Tarun Sangha. Prabjot seems like will come on. Prabjot Singh for Indian Air Force. He's had a great impact in the Durand Cup in the last couple of seasons. Played for Minerva Punjab as well in the I-League. Stray there. Once more from Rajiv. Reverse pass. On to the number 7, Bishwajit Haldar. Bishwajit Haldar. And gets the shot away. Didn't catch it too well. And probably stuck with 50% of the power that he could generate. And better luck next time. Hopefully he'll get a lot more on that. Indian Air Force now on the brink of their 9th victory. And that will take them to 28 points with a game in hand. It's going to be 10th loss of the season for Tarun Sangha. Back-to-back losses. 4-1 defeat against Vatica. 4-1 here now with 5 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Stuck a foot out, passed his way. It's Bishwajit Haldar. Manimaran. Whistle from the referee. Decision in favor of Air Force. And this will allow time for the change. And the number 23 Manav goes off for Tarun Sangha. And in comes the number 17 Mrinal Adhikari. And that's it for Sham as well. He's been replaced by the number 6 Birender Singh. The Air Force were also preparing to bring on Prabjot. One way then the other. Rentley tried to pick out Prabjot. He was challenged from behind. It was a fair charge. Dispossessed of the ball. Yes, Prabjot, his first contribution is a misplaced pass straight towards Stanley, who skies it over. That was the best chance for Tarun Sangha of the second half. He had the option to take his man on, had the option to go closer to goal. Taking it from outside, the Nigerian. Oh, nicely done. He just knocks the ball one way and goes from the other. This time the cross is easily dealt by Monu Chaudhary. Manimaran with the delivery. This time the ball carries to Prabjot. He's got a man on the overlap. Prabjot avoids him and chooses to go towards Vivek. Getting bodies behind the ball. Tarun Sangha. Mohammad Danish. Prabjot. Danish getting the return. A timely challenge from Satish. He was quick to react, the number 8. into the added minutes. Can he get some quality in the middle? Went for goal himself. The number 18, Ashok. Disappointment for Dinesh, for Mohammad Tariq rather, in the second half. Defense, which looked decent in the first half, completely disjointed in the second. Since conceding that goal, slightly demoralized, depleted. That's the full-time whistle from Lalit Singh Rawat. Heroic performance from Indian Air Force in the second half. See them breeze past Tarun Sangha by 4-1. They went down late in the first half. It was Joy giving Tarun Sangha the lead, which was equalized early in the second by Vivek Kumar, who also went on to complete his hat-trick after Indian Air Force were being put in front by Mohammad Danish with his free kick. A win taking Indian Air Force to 28 points. They climb up from 7th to 6th in the points table. Tarun Sangha remains where they are in 9th, facing their 10th defeat of this campaign. So at full time, it's Tarun Sangha Football Club 1, Indian Air Force 4.